You log into the police victim portal and click Reschedule Appointment. The confirmation email arrives immediately, showing your new interview time. Behind the screen, your case is reclassified. You don't see it, but the priority has already been removed. It started the night you filed the stalking report. You sat in a small interview room and described the messages, the waiting outside your building, the way your ex-partner followed you home. The officer logged it as stalking and harassment. A crime reference number was issued. You were told a formal recorded statement was required to move the case forward. An appointment was booked for 9 a.m. the next morning. You left with a printed confirmation. Later that evening, work intervened. You couldn't make the morning slot, so you did what the system allows. You logged into the victim scheduling portal and selected a new time. The interface showed open appointments. You chose 2:30 p.m. A confirmation email arrived instantly. It looked final. What you didn't see was the automatic rule attached to the original booking. When the stalking complaint was first logged, it was tagged as high concern. That tag held a protected interview slot in the officer's diary. The moment you canceled the first appointment, the system released that protected slot back into the general pool. Your rescheduled booking didn't inherit the original priority code. By the time you read the confirmation email, the classification had already changed from high concern, interview pending, to awaiting statement. That shift doesn't sound dramatic. It is procedural. It means the case no longer reserves immediate interview time. It joins a follow-up queue. At 2:30 p.m., you arrive. The front desk checks the system. There is no active interview scheduled. The officer's afternoon has been filled. Your new booking shows as unconfirmed, slot reassigned. You show the email. They acknowledge it. They explain that the system reallocates protected slots once they are canceled. Your rescheduled time was provisional until an officer manually accepted it. That didn't happen. No one intended to remove urgency. The scheduling software is designed to maximize availability and prevent empty diary gaps. When a high-priority appointment is canceled, the protection disappears unless it's manually reinstated. Your case is still open, just not urgent. The status in the case management system updates automatically. Victim to recontact. That triggers a standard follow-up process. A call attempt is logged the next day while you're at work. No voicemail is left. The attempt is recorded. 3 days later, the case status changes again. Pending victim statement. Without a recorded statement, the investigation can't progress to charge review or protective order consideration. 2 weeks after that, the file is marked, filed pending further evidence. Not closed, not dismissed, just moved out of active allocation. You call to ask what happened. The officer explains that the case followed the scheduling protocol. Once the original protected slot was released, the case moved into the general interview queue. When no statement was taken within the initial time frame, it was reclassified. Nothing was ignored, nothing was mishandled. Every status change followed policy, but the protection you were told existed depended on a classification attached to a specific appointment time. When the time changed, the classification changed. And when the classification changed, the urgency disappeared. The system didn't question your report. It didn't accuse you of exaggerating. It simply processed the appointment as a reschedule rather than a continuation. By the time you realize what shifted, the case is no longer in the urgent list. It's part of the background workload, waiting for new input. The unsettling part is how ordinary it all sounds. Confirmation emails, calendar updates, status changes, nothing dramatic, nothing personal, just a scheduling system that followed its rules. And once it reclassified your case, it decided what happened to you.